My name's Matt Miller. I'm the Chief Finance Officer for National Nuclear Laboratory. I'm a fellow with CIMA and a member of the CGMA. Now, I've been asked to talk to you today about a few of the challenges that I'm facing as we go through these extraordinary circumstances and what that might mean for future finance teams as we move forward. So I'd like to start with the leadership challenge that I'm facing the most at the moment. And that leadership challenge is all about engagement with my team. Now, more than ever, we need to make sure that we're communicating as effectively as possible. But we need to recognise that there are things that are going on in everybody's personal lives that we might not be aware of as we sit here today. That may include things like homeschooling young children, or people that are actually working and living on their own, or sadly even people that have the illness going through their family or close loved ones. So having an understanding of what is going on with our teams is really important. And we can all use WhatsApp or Zoom or even the phone calls that we currently use in order to work through those challenges. But just having that appreciation and when to engage has been more important to me now than it ever has been. So taking that time just to think before I speak to my employees and my teams has been really important. People also feature as part of my professional challenge. Now, as an organisation, we've made the decision not to furlough any of our staff during this time. And that means that we have to have a really close attention to our cash flow. Doing that has meant that we need to engage with our customers, with our suppliers, with our employees, with our stakeholders, and also our shareholders. And quite often we talk in all of our forums how important cash is king. But all too often I find organisations have not taken that sentiment forward in understanding what cash management means to its future success. What I've found during this time is good communication with employees, with those customers, stakeholders, and the board have all ensured that we've been able to demonstrate good, sound cash stewardship. And the professional intent during these times is that we manage our cash position such that we do not need to draw down on any further resources from any government support to help us keep going through the COVID-19 period. Now, I recognise that's not possible for all organisations, but good communication and engagement is feasible for everybody. Managing expectations, being open, honest and transparent will lead to the positive outcome that we're looking for. And all of those skill sets are at the heart of being a good management accountant. Now, my personal challenge is one around balance. I've always been key that the success of any role that I take is having a good work-life balance. And I've tried to stay true to that during this period of time as well. So I've taken my regular exercise breaks. I've made sure that I've balanced my work with my family life. I've made sure that I sort regular breaks, get the fresh air as we need to, and make sure that I'm spending as much time with my family as I am stuck to my work and my computer. As with everybody, I'm sure I have good days and everybody will have those bad days. And if I sense that I'm going to be having a bad day, what I try to do is find time for extra breaks, get away from the computer, get away from the phone, get some fresh air and take some time to take stock and arguably count to 10. And in my case, quite often that means throwing a rugby ball around with my two lads. But it's having those times when you find a way of getting out and having taken time out. So that's led me to think about what are the skills and things that we need to think about for the future of the finance function as we move forward. And there are two areas that I think that resonate with me. Firstly, it's skills in communication and engagement, which is a subject that I've spoken about a lot during this video. We need to think about how we use alternative methods to communicate and engage with our employees. Not everybody is going to be accustomed to using technology. Certainly some will, but others won't. And therefore, how we balance that as we move forward, particularly as it's likely that the future of work is going to change. And that's the other area that we need to think and focus about as we move forward as a function. Everybody is going to have a change, I believe, in the way that we use and engage with each other and what that means for our daily work. Every business is going to be different in this respect. Some will be accustomed and used to technology. Others, much more use of paper and the traditional working methods that we've seen. And we need to think and stop and take time to reflect on what that might mean as we move forward. How we protect one another as we continue through social distancing, and how we engage and communicate and during the virtual challenges that we will be facing. So taking all of that into perspective, I have two real takeaway messages that I'd like to leave with you. Firstly, communication. Talk to your teams, talk to your peers, talk to your network. Engage with as many people as possible and try and avoid doing so over email. Try and use that personal contact as much as possible. Now more than ever, it's important that we engage and we talk to each other. And secondly, take time to have balance. Balance in your lifestyle, balance away from work, with your family, with your loved ones as best as you possibly can. And avoid the time to get fatigued through work. So all the very best during these times. Stay safe and thank you for listening.